around the world, we are engaged in a great struggle in the skies and on the seas and sands. We know why we're there. We are Americans, part of something larger than ourselves. For 2 centuries, we've done the hard work of freedom, and tonight we lead the world in facing down a threat to decency and humanity. What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future. If it is possible, I want to continue to build a lasting basis for U.S.-Soviet cooperation for a more peaceful future for all mankind. The triumph of democratic ideas in Eastern Europe and Latin America, and the continuing struggle for freedom elsewhere, all around the world, all confirm the wisdom of our nation's founders. Tonight, we work to achieve another victory, a victory over tyranny and savage aggression.
Has the story new this morning.
President Obama makes his first stop in a Muslim country. With several events in Turkey today, he's trying to bolster relations with the country.
As we work together, we're going to be able to, I think, shape a set of strategies that can bridge the divide between the Muslim world and the West, that can make us more prosperous and more secure.
It's a day after he gave a major foreign policy speech in the Czech Republic, where he called on nations to get rid of nuclear weapons.
I state clearly and with conviction America's commitment to seek the peace and security of a world without nuclear weapons.
The president is now facing a major international relations test after receiving a 4:30 a.m. wake-up call in Prague on Sunday.
My goal with One Voice is to unite progressives and young people, communities of color, with one voice in saying no to war and saying yes to peace. On September 14, 2001, after the horrific events of 9/11, I cast a vote against giving President Bush a blank check to wage war against an unspecified enemy for an unspecified period of time in an unspecified war. That was a vote that was a very tough vote, but it was the right vote. Our country is less safe now as a result of the bombing and invasion of Iraq. I'm trying to repeal the doctrine of preemption in the House of Representatives, and I'm building support toward that end. First thing that Congress should be doing about Iraq is to bring our troops home in a responsible way, and I'm calling for using our tax dollars for a fully funded withdrawal, and that means we must protect our troops and provide for a responsible redeployment right away. Well, first we need to use our resources to engage in multilateral diplomacy. We need to look at the real issues in the world in terms of global peace and security, understanding that we have to address terrorism in a very real way. But we have to do that in a way that does not make our country less safe. I think One Voice needs to understand and see how our foreign policy is connected to our domestic policy, and understand how the world is a very small family. In One Voice, as it moves forward, we'll work on issues of global peace and security, which means working on issues that affect our own national security, our economic security, and efforts for global peace and security.
I'm taking your seats. Thank you very much for this report and for the petition. In 1995, the Beijing Platform for Action recognized that women's full participation is essential to preventing and resolving conflict and maintaining peace. 5 years later, the Security Council passed Resolution 1325, linking women, peace and security, and establishing a framework to guide the UN's action and policies. These were landmark steps. But today we must admit that we have failed to build sufficiently on these conceptual foundations. Advancing the cause of women, peace and security must be integral to our peacemaking, peacekeeping, and peace-building efforts, not an afterthought. Today's commemoration of the anniversary of 1325 is our chance to say loud and clear, women count for peace.
We need to make women's engagement in the UN peace talks and in security work a routine part of the peace building. I mean, that cannot be a firework, beautiful, and then disappears and nothing is there. It has to be a routine. One of the peacekeepers back to Nepal who will...
1325 has moved on. We are entering a new day. Peace talks are treated very much, and indeed they are, context-specific, very particular, very special, often secret, very difficult to establish a standard rule that women should be involved. And there is huge reluctance to obliging negotiating teams to include women. However, as UN, there are things that we should be doing and can do as a routine, very much as Mr. Jinnit described, where mediators always consult with women. They do not now. They should be requested always to do so, and that's not an impossibility.
The world needs a Security Council to uphold its responsibility for maintaining international peace and security fully, fairly, without delay. We must do more and be equipped to do more to fulfill this cardinal mission.
You seem to believe that President Obama is someone you can deal with. What is your personal impression, your personal feelings about the American president?
Of course, when we talk about a deal with regards to international relations, I don't subscribe to that particular word. We think that cooperation and accord is a better word in place of a new deal. Peace and security and friendship, these are principles which cannot happen without sincere cooperation. Everyone should enter into a sincere cooperation and work together. Mr. Obama came into office with the slogan of change.
My dream for the Jewish world is to have a unified Jewish world. My dream for Israel is to live in security. And my dream is to have a world in peace and a different world that we have today. And that is a dream that we have since 2000 years, and I hope for long, long again. Mon rêve pour le peuple juif est d'avoir un peuple juif unifié. Mon rêve pour le peuple juif est un peuple juif qui se comprenne, qui se parle. Un peuple juif qui vit le même moment, qui vive dans le bonheur, dans la sécurité d'Israël, autour et avec Israël. C'est mon rêve pour Israël, c'est mon rêve pour le peuple juif, et c'est mon rêve pour le monde.
Another one? You're all the way over.
Yes, sir. My name is Saeed Erekat from Al-Quds Daily Newspaper.
I'm sorry, you're from?
My name is Saeed Erekat from Al-Quds Daily Newspaper. But I also served in Iraq for 5 years as the United Nations spokesman. And I can tell you, sir, that Iraq is a disaster zone with a very little chance to recover for decades to come. Iran has almost total hegemony, and the United States is about to cut and run. In retrospect, wasn't it a mistake to invade Iraq?
Well, I think it would be a mistake to cut and run. I don't think we should turn our back on Iraq at this stage, and the efforts that we've mounted there over the years. I think it's very important for us to complete the mission, and I think my own personal view is that there's a danger here, the rush for the exits under the current administration, and that would be. It didn't help my image any. I can't say it didn't change me. I mean, it's part of my life, and it was an important milestone for all of us. And obviously, I spent the next 7.5 years working with the president and our colleagues to try to make absolutely certain that that never happened again on our watch. And that meant we had to take steps and enact policies that were going to guarantee the safety and security of the American people.